What's going on, everyone? I got my home slice down here, Mr. Lamont Tyson. Yes, we are here for it. Welcome to Derry, covering the show on HBO Max. This is the first episode. Don't have an official title for it right now, so we're just gonna call it the pilot. 4 months after their classmate's sudden disappearance, Teddy, Phil, Lily, and Ronnie vow to figure out why so many kids have gone missing in Derry and why they've each been experiencing strange phenomena. Meanwhile, Major Leroy Hanlon arrives at Derry Air Force Base, where he navigates a chilling reception from some of his fellow airmen. Horseshit, some people call it racism. Lamont, coming into you, sir. What did you think about this first episode of Welcome to Derry? And guys, we are spoiling this up, down, left, right, in and out as if you've already seen it. Let's have it, sir. Let's have it.
This was an amazing pilot episode. HBO continues to deliver no matter what the genre is. I'm not even really a horror guy, but the drama in this episode was so good. And I got to add this to the fans too. I've never seen any of the It movies. And
Oh,
now because of this pilot, I'm intrigued to go see it. This was thrilling. It was a great foundation. You will love this season.
that's what's up, man. It's crazy that you said you have not seen any of the It movies because that is exactly what I was about to ask you as soon as the mic came back from myself because I'm not really a horror guy. Freddy Krueger scared me when I was a child, but my one of my childhood friends, he set me down like a big boy when we was in junior high. I was like, okay, we're gonna get you to do the scary movies. We're gonna do Scream. Then I did I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then I eventually did. I waited on It because he wanted me to do It when we was children, but it was just too scary for me. I finally did watch it as an adult in preparation for the series or the new film that came out in 2017. It was great. I did enjoy it. And so I saw the original that came out in the 80s. I saw this that came out in 2017. This is it on Rotten Tomatoes. The sequel wasn't as good. I remember I remember not liking it as much. And they made money, so it makes sense to why they would want to make a series out of this. I think we're going to get 3 seasons. So I guess you're intrigued. So since you haven't seen this, you're going to go back. Are you going to go back and watch the movies, or how are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go back and watch the movies. I want to understand what the lure is all about because I've never seen it. But just based on the way they set up this TV show, it's got to be good because this TV show first episode was the way you set up a pilot.
Yeah, man. That's how you do it. You got Maddie here sneaking into movies. You know, we've all done this before. If you've never snuck into a movie, please comment down below in the comment section and also unsubscribe because you're a loser. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. You're not a loser. But Maddie don't got no friends, man. And you know, he's frozen. He got a black eye. I don't know why his eye is red. We didn't see him in a fight right here. Maybe you can fill me in on that. But he's being chased out of the movie theater, man. And you know, Ronnie is being nice, the black girl in the show, in the series. You know, she don't want to rat on him. She's like, hey, I saw the little boy, he went the other way. But he ends up going outside. And Lamont, even though I've seen all 3 movies, like this, I can only imagine you was probably confused at the very beginning of this. Like, what the hell is going on? Why is this little boy out in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night? It's snowing, it's a blizzard. He's catching rides and he's trying to leave Derry to go to Oregon, but ends up going right back into Derry. And this little boy is in the back seat spelling random words, and his sister's cussing him out, and she's trying to put liver blood on his face, and they're singing out, O-U-T, O-U-T, and the woman is giving birth. I mean, why are you giving birth? Why is your husband still driving the car, giving birth, singing an out song? O-U-T, O-U-T, and she's screaming in pain and agony, and the blood is coming out. He's like, hey, there's a gas station over here. I gotta pee. I'd rather walk and get frostbite on my toes than ride with you people. Lamont, I was like, what's going on? I was entertained, but I was like, what the hell is this, man? You got a bat demon baby coming out the coochie. Whoa, this is crazy, man. Hey, that's what happened. You know, I mean, what is going on? What's going on, Lamont? What was you thinking, bro? Because I didn't know what was going on. I was entertained, but I was like, what's up?
Audience, B. Avery said a lot. And in the beginning, the story starts out early 4 months, so you don't understand the backstory of this poor child. This poor child, when you first meet him, you're not going to know that he's a little depressed. He's been shunned by his friends. He's in this movie theater trying to let off some stress, and he snuck in there. And you've got old white dude trying to say that he's still in the movie and leave it to the black people to do what we do, invite everybody, don't snitch on nobody. We protect this boy and let him get away. Now, the boy probably would have rather had gotten caught, audience, because him getting away mean he was thumbing a ride, and this dude thumbed a ride with the most craziest Utah white family you can ever imagine. This is it right here. And while he's in this car, he's thinking that they're going to take him out of Derry. He's thinking this is a good old, wholesome, apple pie eating American family, ladies and gentlemen, only to find out that these fuckers are as strange as a bat missing wings. And literally, I said that because to
Mhm.
get to the genesis of what happened in that car, just to tell y'all how weird this is. So you've got Eileen, the sister in the backyard, in the back with him, with Maddie, rubbing blood on stuff. You got the little brother who's nuts, the mama and daddy's nuts. And while they're driving, they give you an insight into what's happening. They talk about the nuclear bomb that went off in Chernobyl. And that's when I started thinking, we're going to have some mutations. No sooner than we do that, Maddie realizes they're not leaving Derry, even though he asked to leave. They're on a Derry loop. And all of a sudden, the mama starts delivering a bat baby. They're using the word out. And out was the central word in her delivering a damn bat demon baby that done something to Maddie. I was hooked at that point.
What was the pacifier for? Do you know if that had any significance?
I'm not sure as a Yit be Avery, other than to signify that was something that was soothing toward Maddie. And when he lost it, no doubt the way that he lost it, it's going to mean something. It's somewhere down in that sewer. We'll see it again. I just don't know what it means in the present moment.
Yeah, there has to be some type of demon possession, hallucination that's going on from what Maddie sees. What I want to know is, and maybe this will be explained eventually or not, and maybe it was in the movies, I'm not sure, is
Mhm.
what are the actual, I mean, we see all the hailstorm that's going on in the mind of Maddie with this demon bat baby. But what is actually going around in reality? You know,
Mhm.
and I want to just jump forward real quick. When Teddy Theodore was in his room and the lamp kept going on and off, and it popped on again, and it was showing, a Jewish people's faces and skin on the lampshade. Of course, that's what he was seeing. That was his vision. But when his brother came into the room, of course, he just saw his brother on the floor screaming and, in a puddle of sweat. So again, I'm just curious on what actual reality looks like. And we may never know that. That may just always be an unknown. And I guess that's fine. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. But man, that's a hell of an opening right there, man, to grab your attention, and so yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think about that in the comment section, because I was like, what the hell is this? But
B,
what's up?
when Maddie was in that car and that bat baby that popped out of that woman's panty drawers, ate through her panty drawers, when the bat baby was in the car, did you see some of the equipment in the back of that station wagon? There was some ice skates in the back of that station wagon. I'm
Okay.
thinking Maddie, grab them ice skates and go to town on the bat creature. Like just
I did.
forget the fact, grab them ice
Yeah.
skates and go to gets to slicing, my brother. He never done that. But if that would have been little Ronnie, the black girl, she would
Mhm.
have grabbed them skates and sliced up the bat creature.
You're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she will. We're gonna come to her. What do you think about Mr. Dick Halloran? Oh, that's the wrong picture. I brought up the wrong, this brother right here, this gentleman, the new Air Force pilot that is going to be flying the B-52 airplanes for the Air Force. What do you think of his introduction? Because he's going to be one of the main characters in this season, and I'm excited about him. I really am. Where you at on that?
I'm just trying to figure out how does he fit into the narrative. And it just leans me more to believing that whatever this bat baby and whatever's going on with the people in Derry has something to do with mutation from the nuclear plants that have exploded and reacted due to war. And I like the fact that this brother is an airman, because oftentimes in history it gets lost that some of the best pilots in the history of this world were African American men. Shout out to the Tuskegee Airmen. And I
Mhm.
love that they have this guy being the leader. But B. Avery, you see how they're playing this up is 1962. And when he goes to meet some of the other airmen, you already see we're going to have a problem with racism. We
Yeah.
had it then. We're still dealing with it nowadays, some 60 years later. And I wonder if some of those airmen were the ones that came into his room, B. Avery,
Oh,
and
definitely.
did something that happened.
Yeah, man. I was very, very curious about that myself. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, racism, it sucks. It's stupid. We could all be getting along, living in peace and harmony, harnessing the energy from the sun and traveling the stars, but we stuck
Mhm.
down here with dumb racists that just want to be ugly for no reason. But anyway, shout out to the captain or the colonel, Mr. James, or that's not his real name is James Remar. I really like this brother. I like him as an actor. I don't know why. It's just something about him. And so when he popped up, I was, oh, I know him. I recognize him. But I like the fact that he put a citation on the racist permanent record. Also mentioned court martial and also put him on some type of probation for a week. That's pretty dope. And I like that. Just like I have no tolerance for that BS. Now, in your opinion, should he have been court-martialed or just kicked out of the Air Force entirely, or is the punishment that he did receive is that sufficient for you? Just curious.
I'm okay with the punishment he got for now. But the issue that I have with it is that he could prove to be a problem going forward. And
Mhm.
when you've got someone who's working on the equipment, be Avery, if they really think that you are the enemy within, they don't give a damn that you're going to be fighting the enemy without. So I could easily see them setting up and sabotaging the equipment that this guy's going to fly just because they hate him and would
Man,
rather see their own house burn down than to have this man go defend the house that is the United States.
I didn't even think about that. He could sabotage the plane. That's awful.
Mhm.
Yikes! Yikes! Hopefully that doesn't happen. We're gonna see. What do y'all think? But actually, I have a small complaint about one scene in this episode, and that you brought it up. So they brought him, they transferred him over here to Derry
Right.
because he, his record, hardworking, all that good stuff. One of the best pilots in the game. Going to do the new B 52. But, he's a little sad. Like, yeah, I was doing my career thing, but we didn't finish the mission. And, his lieutenant, his colonel, I'm sorry, I don't know the ranking, but it's like the general, excuse me, was just like, hey, that's why we brought you back. We want you to go finish the mission, fly you right down the throat of the dragon. But then he sleep, and these two or three henchmen come in with this scuba diving gear, beat the hell out of him, threaten to shoot him, saying, hey, we want the specs to the B 52. To me, Lamont, that whole thing seemed like a farce. Like, what was y'all escape plan? You're in the base. Now, I know they made some commentary earlier that he wants to stay off base or move off base and live normal in the house because he got the family and all that. So I don't know if it just entirely ties in, but you're on the base. Like, once they escaped out of the room, did you not expect anybody else to come out in the hallway of any other room and be like, hey, who are these masked men right here? And then when his friend came in to help him save the day, why didn't you chase him out of there? You just like, all right, hopefully you can make it out the parking lot. Like, what am I missing here? Am I tripping or what's going on?
No, that scene did feel very, very incomplete, because let's just say that these clowns were to make it out of the room in one tack. You still on a Navy base. There should be no way you should be able to escape that Navy base unless
Air
you
Force.
work there. Excuse me. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, military, Air Force. There should be no way you get off that Air Force base unless you work there.
Right.
And that's the only thing that we can deduce, is that they work there and they are secret plants for Russia or one
Right.
of our other enemies during that era. And that's why they want this information about the B-52. But if you work there and you're one of those airmen, shouldn't you have a little bit of the specs? Or maybe this new B-52 is so top secret in that hangar that they got it in that even they don't know what's going on with their B-52. So I would have to think, B. Avery, that the writers wanted us to think that the people that did that and came in there in them hazmat suits, which they should have got their asses beat, I'm thinking they want us to think that they worked there.
Yeah, and I thought about that too, and I'm just like, okay, did y'all run out the room and go, in the closet and change your clothes real quick and put your PJs on, and like, oh, what was that noise? I don't know, that just didn't add up to me, and so that was poorly executed scenes. In my opinion, I could be wrong. If I'm missing something as far as plot is concerned, please let me know down in the comment section, because I was just kind of lost there. But Lamont, something that I am liking about the show is the children. I like them all. They were all cool. They were all funny. I like Teddy. I like Phil. I like Lily. This really felt like an adventure that there was going on. I like the clubhouse that they had at the top of the lighthouse at the end of the town or in the middle of the town. That was just kind of cool. And I like it because if I was a child, I would want to do things like that. I would want to hide out. I would want some type of tree house, and they kind of have their own makeshift clubhouse. Now Lily did no, Maddie did bring Lily up there at one point in time when he wasn't supposed to. Um, and Theodore and Phil didn't like that, man. Maddie is apparently a weirdo. Parents are having to pay other children candy just to go to his birthday party and stuff. Shout out for Maddie. We gotta pour one out for him. I don't know, man. You ever get paid to go to a child's birthday party? Out of obligation when you was younger, or is that something you approve of, or you gonna how you feeling about all that?
I've never been paid to go to a child's birthday party, and the candy wouldn't have worked for me anyway. I was well beyond my years. That shit wouldn't have worked for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes as a parent, you do things to try to motivate your children, to try to get them over the hump. And obviously, Maddie, he's his own type of person, and he doesn't have a lot of friends, or at least the family doesn't think that he's got a lot of friends. And obviously, the family knows something is up with him and what they should have done, considering they understand their kid and he's such a weirdo, he can't get real friends. You should have put the boy in therapy, because ultimately, him not being able to deal with the demons in his head and him not getting the panty draws of Lily, who she couldn't give him the panty draws because she's gay, drove him crazy. That and not having friends is what drove him into this spin. And I'm about wondering, is he going to be the main villain of this whole TV
Wait a
series?
minute. Let's back up here. Let's back up here. You said Lily is gay. I guess I
Yeah,
missed that.
yeah, Lily's gay. Lily's
Where,
gay.
where,
She's
where, did,
gay.
where did that come from?
That little girlfriend of hers, after they had the scene about Lily and Maddie being in that tower, she
Okay.
went back to the school and she was talking to the girl, explaining to the girl the noises she's hearing,
Right.
the thoughts she's having, and she
Correct.
was going to tell somebody about what happened. Well, they had a little exchange about hugging, kissing, something very deep and personal coming out of that bathroom. And I think that they was hinting that her and Lily have something romantic going on.
Man, I would call you crazy.
Yeah.
But there have been
You've
times.
done it before. You've
Yeah,
called me crazy plenty of times.
and you've come back correct. So, and people was in the comment section like, "Yeah, B, how did you miss that part? It was all over the place. They had a banner that said Lily is gay. She had a T-shirt on that said it. So I could be wrong. I don't see where you're getting that. But let me know, man. Let me know. What I did like though, when they were in the bathroom, is she was like, "Damn, Lily, I'm trying to be your friend, but you're making it very, very difficult." That was an interesting conversation because I mean, what do you do? I mean, if you have a friend that that's your homie, that's your home slice, y'all cool, but they be saying weird stuff, and all the other classmates be like, "What's up with this weirdo over here? You must be weird too, Lamont, because you're hanging out with them." So was the four-eyed girl with the glasses? I'm not got glasses too. Was she correct in checking Lily like that in the bathroom stall? Or should she have been, 10 toes down? Like, I don't care what nobody says about you. I'm going to be your friend no matter what.
Well, she's going to be her friend because they carpet munching.
You trip.
But I think that what should have happened was she should have had tried to get a little bit more invested in the story that Lily is saying, because this is your friend. Y'all tight like that. And if you tight like that, you know your friend is not really lying to you in the way that it seems like she's giving such a far-fetched story. So I think that the friends should have gotten a little bit more invested in the girl's story. Maybe go and see what she saw before she cast her judgment to say you crazy and you tripping,
Yeah.
because she wasn't the only one that thought Lily was tripping, that we find out later on in the episode.
Yeah, everybody does, man. They putting pickles in her locker and
Yeah.
booby trapping it to spill out everywhere because her father worked at a pickle factory. And that
Mhm.
sucks, man. She left something, Daddy. Can you go back and get what I left? He goes back and he fell in the machine. And damn, that sucks. You heard the screaming all and the sound effects in the background. If
Yeah,
it's my
man.
fault that Daddy died, if I haven't sent him back, that's trash, man. How did you feel about the mother's commentary when she was in the restroom and she was like, bad things have happened to everybody. Once you realize that, it'll be very easy for you. It's been a year since you passed. You haven't been to your father's grave. Was she correct in that, or was that a bit harsh? As a father, I mean, like, is that the best way to talk to your child after they lost their dad? It's
Well,
been a
you got to keep in mind this is the 60s, and in the 60s they did have that kind of dialogue with children. Now, as a parent, is that the right way to handle it? Absolutely not. I even if I feel like my children are a little behind the eight ball, I'm not going to try to pep talk them with guilt and shame and trying to get them to take something like that that could cause mental health trauma later on down the road. More guilt. I'm going to try to coach them as best I can to get them to get to a position where they can take on this grief and this issue in a way that they can deal with it, not by the way the mom tried to play it. And this girl already feels like she caused the dad's death. She needs to be in counseling. But in
yeah.
the 60s, B. Avery, it was the era of you got to tough it out. There ain't no such thing as counseling. If you go to counseling, you really are weird and you need to be in the paddy wagon.
the okay. Going back to your lesbian theory, um, I don't know, man. Maybe she was in the Maddie. He did lean in to go for a kiss, got a little scared and backpedaled. She was like, "No, it's not like that." He's like, it's cool, man. I'm a bounce, my fault. But no, it's cool, Maddie. I was just caught off guard because we're friends. You're right. You're right. I'm a bounce though. You know what I'm saying? My bad, making it awkward. I'll catch you on the flip side. Maddie, I didn't mean it that way. Come stick your tongue down my throat. She didn't say that, but she was thinking it. Maybe I don't know. Y'all let me know. You think she would have kissed him if he would have kept going?
She was not going to let him kiss her, behavior. You know why?
Why is that?
Because she's gay.
Anyway, is Lily gay? Y'all, I don't think so. Leave a comment if you think Lily is gay. I don't think so. But going back to the mother telling Lily that she needs to take her medication, she starts hearing things in the pipes, and then a finger comes out and be like, "Oh, he won't let me. Who is he? Maybe it's it." But Lamont, I'm
Mhm.
scared, man. If fingers start coming out of the drain in my bathtub, I'm going to jump off a building head first with my hands tied behind my back because I just can't take the stress. I'd rather just, expedite my meeting with Jesus in heaven.
Oh, goodness.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But bro, what would you do, Mama, Daddy, or like what would you do, man, if you see fingers coming out the tub?
I'm going to go get the strongest Drano I can find, and
And
I'm going to go get some acid from the kitchen, and I'm going to pour it the hell down that sink and see what happens and see if I can hear some screams to prove to my parents that there's something in that sink, B. Avery.
she goes back to the clubhouse and she's waiting on Phil and Teddy Theodore to come through. And they're like, "What the hell are you doing here? How do you know about our secret clubhouse? This is supposed to be boys only." And Matt, she lets them know that, hey, Maddie put me on. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. It's been 4 months, man, but they feel bad. Like Lily feels bad, Teddy feels bad, but Phil really don't give a damn. He's running his mouth about alien theories and sniffing or slurping brains through straws and all kind of stuff, all kind of ridiculousness. He's like getting offended every single time something comes up about Maddie. I don't know why. Maybe they're gonna reveal later on that they had some type of beef or whatever. But anyway, the team is growing now, man. From 2 to 3 is Phil, it is Theodore, Teddy, and it is Lily. I like Teddy the most. It's just something about him. And he's just real cool, calm, and collected. I like how his facial expressions and body language of how annoyed he gets with Phil and all of his, random banter. Just like, hey, I don't think that this is real. It's not impossible. It's improbable. Just that whole conversation. Like, I want to believe you, but I mean, come on now. And Phil was funny too. He was like, "Look, if this is possible, that means that don't know Maddie is still alive in the sewers. He knows the entire sewer system of the whole town. He knows exactly what pipe leads to Lily's bathroom, and he knows the exact time that she's taking a bath. Like, and hey, he makes a good point right there. But then Theodore or Teddy replies back like, "Bro, you done talked about alien land, eggs over here, this and that, and this is hard to believe." And I was like, Damn, you got him, you got him." I don't know, man. What you think about that relationship, that conversation, that dynamic between all three of them, and this confrontation they're having on this treehouse rooftop?
It was real. Those two little boys, Teddy and Phil, they had me laughing with these conspiracy theory. Phil gonna have the nerve to say if all the women disappeared, the men would have to feed the babies with our damn nipples. Be Avery, can you picture that?
I forgot about that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was like, where did they come up with this stuff at, man? I was like, look, I was like, even when my daughter rubs on my masculine I can bench 405-pound chest, I feel a little awkward. So I can only imagine what it would feel like to be trying to breastfeed somebody. So I love the way they set up the weirdness of these kids. And it wouldn't be a good, compelling horror movie if you didn't have little kids and the conflict they have to deal with fear. And so I liked all that. And I like the way in the beginning they did not believe in Lily because they even thought Lily was a little space case herself, 465 sandwiches short of a picnic,
Mhm.
until things start happening at their home. And like B. Avery covered earlier, dad had a conversation because not Phil, but Teddy told dad what he was thinking when what was going on with Maddie, and dad basically put the fear of God in him by saying they used to take Germans used to do this to people, put their skin, kill them, strip them, and put it in for lampshades. He goes to his room, he sees all these people talking through the lampshade, and now he believes what Lily was saying. And so when that came together, B. Avery, that's when I was like, we got something going on here.
What you think of the daddy though, man? I mean, would you throw the comic book away and be like, we already know the horrors of the world. We don't need this extra DC detective comic stuff with the Flash and Reverse Flash and all that. What you think on
No, I wouldn't have done that, but you have to remember this is the 60s. They thought that in order to get through things, you just barrel through it. And dumbass dad didn't know that he's throwing away something that could be a collector's item worth a lot of money. That was a original Batman comic, okay? That was a detective comic. That's what they used to call Batman before he came Batman.
that? Yeah.
And oftentimes kids use other comics and cartoon as an escape from things that are scary. For those of you that want to know why I don't watch scary movies, because they don't scare me, because I got broken in as a child. B. Avery talked about Freddy and Jason and some of those things that was very scary as a child, Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, B. Avery, the way I was able to break through it, Ghostbusters, the real cartoon, is what helped me overcome being afraid of these other scary movies because I just pretended like in my dreams I was the fifth Ghostbuster and I was busting ghosts. And from that day, never been afraid of movies.
I love it, y'all. So if you wanna not be afraid of movies, Lamont got you. Lamont Gotcha right
Mhm.
there. But they're like, okay, man, something's going on. We got to figure this out. We got to find Maddie. How are we gonna do this? They go to the library. They tell little baby Susie, "Hey, go find me a book called the Book of Flowers or Biscuits or something like that." I was like,
So stupid.
it would have been funny if she actually found the book. I would have rolled.
That would have been funny.
It's right here. Got
She
three
should
different.
have found it, be Avery. The book of magical biscuits. This
Yeah,
is what you feed that bat creature.
man. Yeah, for real, for real. That would have been funny. But no, they meet up with Ronnie, man. And at first she cussing him out, like, man, get the hell off my door, you know? Until
Mhm.
Lily was like singing in the pipes. She was like, God dog it. I heard some singing too. Maybe I should stick around and see if we can figure this out. Or maybe she should have not. And maybe well, she's not dead now. But we don't know if she's, excuse me, if she gonna make it out of here alive, but we're gonna see. But they say, hey man, let's go down to the movie theater. Y'all brought up the song. Let's play it up, see if we can connect some dots. And my gosh, was this was a 3D movie for real, Lamont. James Cameron, Nate, they this the new technology right here, where the demon the baby comes out of the screen. Lamont, how powerful is this entity to consume a physical space this large from a movie? Like that's we saw the episode. This is spoilers. Maddie is in the movie. It's not one person hallucinating or being possessed by this demon bat baby. It's all 4 or 5 of them. How is Maddie in the movie? What is going on? Can you hear us, Maddie? Can you hear us? Please come here. Come. Look at them. They're like,
Mm.
what the F? What is going on? Maddie throws the demon bat baby and it just terrorizes them. Lamont, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
Well, for one, I'm glad that Lily was vindicated because remember, Lily has been to the loony bin on this show that they call Juniper Hill. So that's kind of one reason why some people question her authenticity when it comes to these kind of stories. And she's proven that she's not loony. So much so that everybody in that movie theater, except for her and the smart black girl, got destroyed in that movie theater because the damn bat baby jumped out of the theater. Like B.A.B. said, this was beyond 3D. This was like some 5D type stuff. The bat baby comes out of nowhere, eats up all the kids, and Ronnie, the, the black sister, she had it right. Ronnie went and got a damn hammer. She won't gonna play this mess. Not
Right.
only did she get the hammer, she came back into the theater with the hammer and was gonna help out whoever else was left. But unfortunately, the only person left was Lily and
Yeah.
B. Avery. We haven't seen the next episode, but what the way this episode ended, there's going to be a whole lot of questions. The authorities are going to get involved.
Hope so.
Lily has already been to the loony bin, and if they keep playing the race card, they're going to easily try to blame all this on Ronnie because she's poor and she's black, and Lily's the white girl, even though Lily is the one who's been to the loony bin. So I'm wondering how they're going to handle this next episode with all these bodies that have been dropped, and it ain't gonna be no sign of the bat baby.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy, man. Like I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. I really want to go back and watch all 3 movies as well. But I'm gonna
Mhm.
wait till the end of the season to do that, because I don't know. I'm also hit up Chat GPT and just like, hey, what are the powers of the it demon? And all that, just because this is crazy. I mean, and the thing about it is I've attached myself to a lot of these characters. Well, at least Phil and Teddy, Theodore. Susie, we met at the end of the episode, but they're dead, bro. And then they don't. I mean, like you killing characters multiple in the first episode. What 4 or 5? And little Susie, I mean, dead. We see her arm. Like, whoa, they're not holding back. And we got 8 episodes to this. This is just crazy. Like, how can you move on? How can you cope? Like you have your dead sister or a dead girl's hand on your arm. I mean, that's a monster came out of the screen. Like you can't talk to anybody about this. This is the worst of the worst nightmares possible, and I'm here for it. This was a great first episode, man. I can't
Excellent.
wait to see episode 2. I'm really enjoying myself, and so they're in their bag right now. They are cooking in the kitchen. not any peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but a full course Thanksgiving meal. It's going down, Lamont. It's going down. Do you have any final thoughts, sir?
If you're watching this, look just below my blue microphone and you see little Susie.
Hmm.
Why is it that in all the scary movies they put the little girl's hair, especially if it's a white girl, they put their hair like that? Behavior that's supposed to be the ultimate scary look for Anglo-Saxon babies and kids.
I
Your
think
hair parted down the middle with two pigtails. Is that the look of scary movies for Anglo-Saxon babies?
maybe. Y'all let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is going to wrap it up for our Welcome to Derry episode 1, titled The Pilot. It probably has a new title coming pretty soon. If you're watching this on my channel, please subscribe to Lamont's channel. His link is in the description. If you're watching this on Lamont's channel, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. He would appreciate it. We both would really appreciate it. But guys, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, we'll be here same time, same place next week for episode 2, if I said the right. I'm B. Avery. That's Lamont. It's just our opinion. Peace out. We'll see you next time.